Welcome to Voiceprint with Trevor Devall and Guests. And now, your host and mine, Trevor Devall.
Oh, thank you so much. Woo! Thank you so much. Yes, we're back. We are back with the third episode of Voiceprint with Trevor Devall and Guests. Thank you so much for tuning in. For those of you who are returning to the show, welcome back. For those of you who are new, welcome for the first time. I am Trevor Devall, and this is Voiceprint with Trevor Devall and Guests, a internet talk show starring some of animation's hottest voice performers. I'm so thrilled with the response we've been getting already. There's been so many awesome posts and comments and emails and stuff, and that's just great. The word's getting out, and we are just thrilled to have that happen. First on the show was Sam Vincent, and he was awesome. And then there was Mikey Dobson, one of the big guns. Of course, so is Sam. So is everybody on the show, really. They're all big guns. There's no little guns on the show. It should just be called the Big Gun Show. So we that's actually not that's not sound effects. That's live. That's our guest making those sounds. And our guest this week on Voiceprint with Trevor Devall and Guest, the feature guest, the guy, my personal favorite, Matty Hill. Say hello, Matty. There he is. How you doing there, buddy? How you doing?
Good. How you doing, brother?
I'm very good. Thanks for coming out.
Well, thanks for having me, friend. Good to see you.
It's gonna be so much fun. We're gonna sit and talk and chat.
Stop it. Can you stir my coffee?
I've got some little surprises for us too during the show, so that'll be nice to spring those on you.
Right on. Well, hey, I'd like to say also hi to the studio guests.
All right.
Hey. Hey, girls. How's it going?
I guess I'll have to insert the sound effects there.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, it's all right. There's Kool-Aid and hot dogs in the kitchen. There you go.
Screw that, I'm drinking vodka. All right.
Yeah, just like everybody know that Trevor's actually got a nice ice cold frosty going right now.
That's right. That's right. That's how we do things in this business.
Yeah,
Let's
that's
face
excellent. I just ran like 6.5 hours today, and
that is. I gotta tell you, that is something I just have never understood about you with this whole physical exercise thing.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, for those of you out there in internet land, if you've ever actually seen a picture or had the good fortune of meeting Mr. Matt Hill at a convention or something, but this guy is in the best shape of anybody's life. Anybody's. No, it's unbelievable. You're doing these Ironman things. You're doing these dodecalathlons. It's unbelievable, dude. It's like the picture you had in the calendar, in the Bad Boys of Voice calendar.
Yeah, you see the Dobson brothers. They're in a hot tub. Did you notice it was just the Dobsons though? There was no female companions.
I know.
Do you see how upset Paul was? Mike's got the orange juice, and Paul's going, "Where's the girl?"
No, they were trying desperately to keep
That's
that
right.
Calendar with
That's
a G
right.
rating.
Well, if you notice when I had Sam took the pictures of me,
Yeah.
he shot me from below, so I look tall like a honey, right? And my pecs, I had to,
You're a huge man.
Yeah, I had to flex.
You've when you flex, you could hear little girls screaming.
Yeah. Oh yeah, pinch some chestnuts. Yeah.
So how are you? How's everything? How's every little thing?
Bro. Yeah, things are real good, man. We're Animation Land is very, very good to me.
Very, very good here in Vancouver.
Yes.
I've said before about how Vancouver is like one of the huge hotspots for anime.
Oh man, we are so blessed here.
Oh yeah, we do so much stuff.
It's amazing. Yeah, absolutely. It's like that animation and anime is like a big thing when your other actor friends that have just done film and television are going, dude, like, do you think I could totally get into this? I mean, it's not that hard, is it? Like, Exactly. And then you hear Trevor going,
well, son.
Come on over to my studio. I'll give you some lessons. You know? Oh, totally.
Yeah, it's a good living.
it's a good life,
it's a
man.
good job. It's a good
life.
job. And I am very happy to have you here because you are one of like the big dudes in anime. I teach a lot.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
I'm
for
ready.
this?
I'm ready. Oh, look at that! Look at that! And he does all the sound
Cheap
effects
sound
for his
effects.
own show. Very, very cheap, but they work.
Am I a big gun? Are you calling me
You're
a big
giant gun. You're a giant gun. I do a lot of teaching, and what I always tell my students when we're talking about different, styles of performance and everything, I say, there's a handful of guys who do all of the lead roles. These are like the young ingenue characters. They always play like, that, 16-year-old guy who's, got a good heart, but he's, anyway, obviously I don't do it.
No, you do. I don't care what anybody
But I
says
do do
about
it.
you, man. You got a good heart. You do.
Here we go.
Just
Here
because
we
you always
go.
play the villain. I mean, whatever. I mean, it's fine.
always play the villain.
okay.
Sometimes I play the good
I miss
guy.
you, man. I miss Dragon Booster. I miss
Dragon Booster. Oh, we're gonna come back to Dragon Booster, buddy.
Okay, good.
We're gonna
Okay.
talk about
All right.
Dragon Booster.
Okay, we'll talk about
We're talking
that
about a lot
then.
of things.
Good.
And what I want to start with, actually, today, I want to start with your illustrious career. So why don't we? Yes, why don't we just have a little chat about your career?
And now, Voiceprint with Trevor Devall and Guests presents In Memoriam, a history of our guests' long and faithful service to the cause of voice acting.
Does that not just
That just
stir the
makes me
soul?
tear up, man.
Doesn't it? That's a brand new
Wow.
bumper. I just made that.
Everybody, you gotta email in and say how incredibly moving that was. You moved me, dude.
Well,
All
that's
the way
my
to the
goal.
bathroom. I gotta go. Wow, that was heavy.
So I have here in front of me a rather comprehensive list of
Very good.
of your credits, my friend.
No, I wasn't on Melrose Place.
Okay,
let's
well,
just get
you
that out
just-
of the way.
oh, because there it is. It's right
IMDb,
there. Where is
I know.
it? Where is it
IMDb,
there?
I had
Page-
somebody at a convention in Muskoka. Were you in Melrose Place? No. I lived around the corner from Melrose Place, but
I don't know why. Is it every time somebody comes on the show, they always use that voice to describe the fans, and it's really.
I'm sorry. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm
Is that-
guilty of it too.
I know,
So,
I'm
hey,
sorry.
just for all of you out there in fandom,
Yes.
we don't really think you all sound like that because you really don't.
Because some of you sound like this. Hi, can you sign my book? I'm so. You got me. I've been running all day. Actually, I've been running all week. I've been running all year. I've been running my whole life.
my life.
I run to anime conventions, I tell you. But you know what? The anime fans, I gotta say, seriously, the best fans on the planet.
Oh, without question.
Without a doubt.
Without question.
Unbelievable. Yeah. So amazing.
I did a convention once in.
The Toronto convention?
Well,
Do
we'll
we
get
want
to
to
that
talk
one.
about
We'll
that?
get
Trev?
to that.
Okay. Everybody, I got some stuff to tell you. Okay.
That was pretty fun. That one. It's a good time.
Got a little inside scoop on Trevor. Okay.
I was doing a convention in I think it was Michigan once, and it was at some campus, and I saw all these fans. They're all dressed up in the costumes and stuff, and I just had this moment of like, wow, you guys are all like a giant family right now. It's fantastic. You can all get together and talk about the stuff you love, and you don't got to worry about people judging you for anything. You're just like, and I was like, this is fantastic. It's
On the
fantastic.
Friday, on the Saturday nights, though, they get judged at the contest.
Well, that's true.
Okay.
The cosplays.
All right. So let's just be.
The cosplay. They do get
Yes,
judged.
they do get
They do
judged.
get judged. You're
But
right.
in all,
I take that
yes,
back.
you're right though. It's
the
the most honest people on the planet, man.
Yeah,
Just,
they are. They're
uh,
fantastic. I love the fans.
Yeah.
And without the fans, we wouldn't have much of a career.
That is very true.
So
That is very true. We'd be painting fences for $2 a line. Instead of $2 a line, it's $2 a board. I'm finished, sir. One more side.
You get to work.
I'm so sorry. Can I have some water?
So I have here, like I said, it's a huge list of credits, and the first one up here.
I know. I'm huge, Trevor.
You're huge.
I'm huge.
Just look at that photo in the calendar. You're giant. You're mammoth.
I've got moobs.
Moobs. Man boobs.
Those only cost
moobs.
me $5,000 a side. I'll have you know.
Well, this is Vancouver. We're very proficient at the implants here.
Thank you
let's
very
face it.
much.
Stormhawks is the first one I have here.
Chicka-cha, baby.
Stormhawks, and you're
Chicka-cha.
playing Finn.
Finn.
And that's apparently
right.
that show, which is Nerdcore's.
It's hot, baby.
Very hot, doing
Yeah.
really well.
Yeah,
Sammy
it's
was
doing
talking
really
about that.
well.
He was just in the San Diego convention.
Yeah.
And
Ace was down there as
yeah,
well.
Ace the
and
producer of
He
the
was
show.
with Sam was with Ed and Eddie
Right.
and stuff, which is still after 9 years. Is
yes,
doing
still going strong.
phenomenal.
And you are
doing the show?
you are Ed in
I
that
am
show.
Ed.
The title character.
Yeah, well, title of 3. It's me and Double D. Sam and Tony plays Eddie.
That's awesome,
Yeah,
dude.
sparkly.
That's a huge show.
It's pretty huge.
In the States, not so much up here in Canada.
Well, it's funny because it's seen in 55 countries by 33 million kids a day.
oh,
It's pretty huge.
wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty huge.
Oh, you're the most
The
famous
residuals
guy
are
ever.
huge on it, Trevor. Huge. I just got a check for nothing. Huge residuals on that show.
See, the thing is, kids, the way it works up here in BC is we sign away our rights to the residuals when we do the show, but in exchange for residuals, they pay us this giant buyout at the beginning, which is good in the short term. Yes. We do very well. We do very well.
Oh, we're very lucky.
But on a show like Ed and Eddie, you got to be thinking of all that residual money you don't get to play with.
When
now.
the producer and the owner of the show, are pulling up in brand new, really expensive cars,
and you're running,
and
to,
I'm
to
running,
the studio.
but I can afford shoes, so it's good. No, it is like you said at the top of the show, man. It's the best life.
Oh, without question.
I mean, God, we get to go and play every day, man. It's phenomenal.
Yeah.
So so it's just a little insider joke. The fact that obviously, right? I mean, we're like anything. If you don't like it, get
exactly.
get
the hell out.
But no, back to Stormhawks. I tell you, Ace Fipke, rock star, man, rock star.
He even looks like a rock star.
He does, doesn't he?
He
He's
does.
got that
He's
kind
got
of
that.
rock star thing going
Yeah.
on. He's super ultra cool.
Yeah.
Hip.
He's the hippest guy now.
He very is much so.
Yeah.
And he's developed. It's great. He didn't want Vancouver. He didn't want Nerdcore to be a one-stop shop. I mean, like a service shop.
Right.
He wanted it to be, development, production, recording, post.
Yeah.
You name it.
And they do everything here.
Everything here.
All the animation,
Yeah.
all the recording.
Yeah. It's unreal, man.
And the show is doing fantastic.
Yeah.
Lots of great reviews,
Yeah.
going strong. I'm sad to say I haven't been on it yet,
That's
but
okay.
that's another
We're gonna
thing.
get you on, dude. We're gonna every time. In fact, didn't Sam tell you the last time we were recording? I'm like, hey, Ace. Trevor says hi. And Sam could have backed me up, right?
But no.
I mean, me and
No.
Sam, we've played we've worked together. The guy, we may as well be Siamese twins. We've worked so much together, and so I'm thinking my brother would go and have my back, right?
You'd think.
What does he do when I say, "Hey, Ace"? Trevor says hi. Sam's like, "Boy, could you be any more obvious that he wants to be on the show?" I'm like, "You little girl."
No kid.
Totally
okay.
did.
All right, I'm calling that guy up as soon as we're done here.
I think you should, man.
And I'm giving him hell.
I think you should. I think you should, man. Absolutely.
Sam
Sticking up
Vincent,
for a
Sam
brother.
Vincent.
I know. Sam's so cute. God. You know what? I'm gonna give Sam's phone number away.
Yeah, on this show.
604-572 589.
Did you get that? That number again, 604. There you go. I've got you down here. You did a role in the Condor, Stanley's Condor.
Yes.
Do you remember that? You played Scrag.
I do.
That's cool. Yes. That's cool. Trolls is one here.
Trolls,
that
yes.
show's been going on for a while, hasn't it?
Well, we did one episode. No, we did one season of 26.
Oh, okay.
Episodes, yeah. And I mean, it's playing in syndication all over the place.
Right.
And stuff.
Right.
I was in London last year, and there it was. I saw an old episode of Madison, which was we shot that in the 90s.
Wow.
And then I saw Tales from the Crypt, which I did with Angie Everhart.
You did Tales from the Crypt?
Yeah, I got kissed to death by Angie Everhart. She pulled my heart out with her tongue. It was brilliant.
And not just figuratively.
Oh, I tell you.
It
Well,
was
she
quite
just
literally.
broken up with Sylvester Stallone, so
Right,
she was
so
looking for somebody to suck face with.
And she found Matty Hill.
I tell you, I never thought it'd be so great kissing a supermodel.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty
Well,
good.
imagine that.
Oh yeah. Oh man.
You were Bankotsu on Inuyasha.
Oh yes.
Do you,
I want to take over the world.
Bankotsu, no, he was one of the...
He was one badass
He was
motherfucker.
one badass guy, but he was one of the big...
Well, he was just misunderstood.
7 bad guys, wasn't he? Because I was one of those bad guys,
Yes, you
too,
were.
and I don't recall what his name
That's
was.
okay. That's
See,
okay.
this is the other issue. I don't know if you have this, but I get this all the time at conventions. People say, "Hey, you did like in Inuyasha, you did that character. What was his name?" And I'm like, "Oh, I don't know. I can never remember.
Yeah,
I have to bring cheat sheets with me all the time.
Really?
Oh, I don't remember anything.
God bless you, man.
Well, you remember all the characters you do? He's giving me the nod and the shake at the same time. Insert melodious music here.
Oh, there's so many, Trevor. I just can't remember everything.
Well, this is a big one. Gundam Seed and Gundam Seed Destiny. Those are... Now, there is a case where you and I played opposite each other, but we were both good guys. Yes. You were the proverbial Luke, and I was the proverbial Han Solo.
There you go.
So that was nice. We did very good work on that.
We did very good work on that.
In fact, I own the series, and I've actually watched it, and it's quite good.
It is quite good, isn't it?
Good.
I thought you were incredible.
Well,
no,
I thought
really.
you were incredible.
No.
No.
Oh, stop now! I thought your work it had depth. It had depth.
And some more depth.
Yes.
It was, in
Yeah,
a word,
it was deep.
Deep.
Yeah. And now Sam Vincent.
Oh, chump.
Atherin? What a chump.
Chump.
God. I have all these opportunities. Kira's got all these opportunities with, this lovely gal that's wanting to bed him down through the whole show. Yeah. But who does he secretly, kind of anime lust for? Atherin. What's
And
up?
this, because I had this exact same conversation with Sam.
Yeah.
When he was talking about playing Atherin and this whole thing about it, he's surrounded by these women and he's always, Kira. Yeah, like, Kira.
Come on. Give me a break.
Well,
Why is that, anime fans? Please.
Yeah, that's the question. Please email us at voiceprint@trevordevall.com if you can tell us what the obsession is with men having sex in anime even though they haven't actually declared themselves to be homosexuals. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Absolutely. Trademark 7678.
Transformers Energon.
Nah.
Ironhide.
Yeah.
Ironhide.
Yeah, man, I played Ironhide.
There he is.
Woo! We're gonna take over the world, dude.
That was good times.
Yeah.
That was good times.
And then I played in the season before. I played Carlos.
Carlos in Armada.
Not Carlos Santana, but I like to listen to Santana. He's good, man. Oh no, cover. Yeah. Yeah, easy. Going on right now.
Matt Hill, a man of many talents.
Thank you. I'm just a gigolo everywhere I go.
You used to be like in a hair band, didn't you?
Yes, I was.
You were the lead singer in some
In fact, actually, I'm gonna post on my site. I'm gonna post an old band photo because I just found one.
Oh,
where I'll have the cool rock star pose. And we were actually faking that we were taking a leak up against a barn.
Well, that's very glam band.
Because it's very, it's very. We weren't a glam band. We were more like a cross between Van Halen and let's say Metallica. Okay. And so think of me. I was more like the lead singer from the Killer Dwarfs because everybody in the band was like 6 foot and up, and I'm 5'5.5", and I was the energy lead singer. But I had long hair, and my hair was going all the way down to my waist, almost in the back.
See, I've got to see this thing.
Oh, dude, I have to show it to you.
What's your site? Is it matthill.com?
www.matt-hill.com.
Matt-Hill.
Yes. I couldn't get Matt Hill. Someone else had it.
Some other Matt. Yeah.
Matt-Dill.
Matt-Hill.
Have another drink, Trev.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Nice. Let's
Matt-Hill.com.
Cigarettes.
Go and check that. I gotta see that picture. That's gonna be fantastic.
Matt-Hill.com, man. Yeah, it was pretty. Wow.
X-Men Evolution.
Hello.
Havoc.
Yeah.
You were Havoc.
I was Havoc.
Did a number of episodes on that.
I was more like, when I go to the States, I shop at Target. My name, they said Havoc, and I was like, no, I was Havoc.
No, it's Havoc. It's Havoc, please.
Yes.
Now, this is interesting. This caught my eye. Lilo and Stitch, the series? Mm-hmm. That's true. That's you.
Excuse me, with Lilo and Stitch,
I'm sorry.
you freak.
See, I don't even know. I have to ask this because IMDb does tend to get things wrong quite a bit. I'm always bitching about this. I was bitching about this last time when Mike Dobson was on the show about how they keep giving him credit for Pyro in X-Men Evolution, and that sticks in my craw.
Aw, no. It's okay.
Makes me crazy.
Go to your happy place.
Okay. Happy place. Happy place. Gundam Seed, there it is again.
Yep.
G.I. Joe Spy Troops, the movie.
Ow!
Beachhead.
I got cut out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I did the whole movie. And it's a good thing I got paid for it. It's good,
Yeah.
And then for some reason, somebody had heard that I also did what was it? Metalhead in G.I. Joe the series.
Right.
So then they went, "Oh, we better go check. So they checked. Yeah, it was, and I sounded remarkably like Metalhead because they're both beach. They're freaking GI Joes, man. One goes to the beach. So I did all my lines, and then they conveniently recast me.
Well,
Yeah,
that
but
sucks.
that's okay.
That sucks.
It's all right.
I think I did that one too. I was almost.
I just went and got a job with Jackie Chan, so that's okay. Whatever.
Jackie Chan. What was that? What was that all about?
Yeah. I got to
Do
go.
tell.
I don't feel like it. Okay, I will. Okay.
All right,
okay,
please
just
do.
why.
Please
Yeah,
tell
I
it.
got to play with Jackie Chan, man. I did in Shanghai Nights.
Really?
With him and Owen Wilson.
Wow.
Yeah, I played Jackie's deputy in that. And so,
Well, now I have to go rent
so
the
the
show.
beginning of the movie, it's pretty good. I don't get killed. I don't get run over by a horse. It's pretty good, And,
So how
I
much
got to
of
hang
your-
out with him for a couple of days.
How is he?
Fun.
What's he like?
Oh, fantastic.
He seems like a really
That's-
sort of laid
yeah.
back kind of guy.
Yeah, that was a lot. I was funny. Interestingly enough, that was the last film I've done. And if that was the last one that I ever do,
Happiness.
I'm a happy camper because I thought, you know what, I just went toe to toe with 6 scenes with Jackie freaking Chan.
That's pretty. That's
and it
pretty
was awesome. Yeah, because it was just me and him for all the scenes. So it was lots of fun, lots of outtakes. The guy he's so the consummate professional, but it's hilarious because English is his second language, obviously, right? And he's really only been fluent for probably the last 10 years.
Right.
But he still has to have his lines spelled out phonetically, and he has I believe it's Cantonese.
Like a translation.
Translation and
Really?
stuff. Yeah. So when it's his my POV to him, right? I'll have this board with everything written out, and so if you're him and you're seeing it and the camera's on you, right? Then he's like, and what about the Shanghai key? And that's why he's stilted, because he's reading his lines off the thing.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow. Well, I hope we
yeah.
don't get sued for divulging that bit of information.
Don't tell anyone.
Wow, that's
Well,
incredible.
I'm sure he's a lot better now.
Wow,
but,
that's incredible. I had
it's him
no
and-
idea.
Yeah, they just what do they got? Rush Hour 3 out right now.
Yeah, that's right.
And then Chris Tucker.
So how much of your career is on camera as opposed to voice?
Now it's literally it's all voice. In the last 2 years, it's
Yeah.
all been voiceover. Yeah.
And did
Yeah.
you? Well, actually, we'll get to that. I was
Yeah,
going to
yeah,
ask
yeah.
you some stuff. We'll get to that.
I made a decision, Trevor.
I made a simple decision.
I did.
And here, guys, I've got Melrose Place. Look
See?
at that. See,
I
it
am
says right there on
freaking
IMDb.
DB. I was
Melrose
not
Place.
on Melrose Place. I lived
I
near
think
Melrose
you were.
Place.
I think you were. It says
Okay.
right here that you were. It says Hank.
I had a walk on. Okay. I didn't want to tell anybody that. I was the pool boy. It's okay.
This is a huge one.
What is that?
The Ninja Turtles.
It's such a lie.
It's such a lie.
Oh God.
It says right here. Raphael.
Whatever.
See, that's something.
That's something.
That's something you can put in your
what?
pipe and smoke.
You know what I realized that when I did the Ninja Turtles movie, that I kind of knew what the Beatles felt like, because it was go with me on this.
All right, I'm with you.
It was Ninja Turtle freakdom, right? All across America and Canada, the Turtles were the
Yeah. You can say it.
shit. They were, man. It was crazy. When we were filming down in Oregon, we literally had lineups of people all day to come and visit the set, right? And
Wow.
stuff. And it was unbelievable, where sometimes between scenes, if I had a couple hours, I'd sit down in my chair and they'd take the head off and, prop it up beside me. And like kids and adults and babies and people just wanted to get an autograph or a piece of something from the
So
Ninja
you
Turtles.
were in the suit
Yeah.
for
I was
the
the
live
kabuki.
action movie. Is that that's right? And did you also do the voice for
And
it?
then I did the voice as well, not for the movie but I then ended up doing the voice for the TV series that Fox Kids did
The animated
a couple
series.
of years. No,
No.
they did a live action
really?
series. Yeah, they shot that in Vancouver about 4 years later.
And did you get that job based on being in the movie, or was it
Not
something
really.
totally
I mean, it
separate?
helped. I mean, originally they wanted me to be in the suit as well and do the thing, do the voice. But at the time, I just didn't feel like getting back in the suit for 6 months.
That must have been something else.
It was amazing. It was a great experience for sure.
But the experience of the suit, what was that like? I mean,
80 pounds.
80 pounds of turtle,
Yeah,
of
yeah.
sheer rubber
Sure,
turtle
rubber
goodness.
turtle. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, in a lot of ways, it was fantastic. Great. So happy for the experience, but to go and get in the suit again for another 8 months.
Yeah, that.
I was like, nah, I'll just do the voice. So
It must have been pretty
was
damn hot in that thing.
It was damn near hotter than Africa.
But not quite as hot as it is right here in my little studio, though.
It's pretty hot here.
I like to keep. It's called the hot seat, Hill.
And I don't mean sexy hot either here, kids. It's kind of smells like sweat.
Oh my
B.O.
goodness! Well, this thing of yours, this career of yours here, it goes on and on and on for 9 pages. But you are, I mean, you're hugely well known. I mean, Star Ocean was another show that we did. Ranma, you were on that. Did you ever do Dragon Ball? Were you on Dragon Ball Z?
You know, I never did Dragon Ball Z in the whatever, the 18 and a half years that we did it here. I never did one Dragon Ball Z.
Wow.
And if I did, I'm sorry that I forget.
Well, that happens though.
You know.
Because, don't you find that though that these shows really, because we do so many of them and you do so many characters, that the shows really start to kind of blend together a little bit.
Sometimes.
And that's
Yeah.
also the reason why, like I said, when I'm at these conventions, I tend to forget what I've done.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when you're still drunk, I mean, it's hard.
You're
to,
really just
What?
chomping at the bit to tell this story,
you
aren't
know, I know. Okay, I won't say it. Trevor Devall was really hungover. So hungover.
All right,
In
but okay,
Toronto.
all right. So let's just set the scene here a little bit.
You go ahead.
Okay, first of all, this was a fantastic convention. It was what, Anime North?
Oh, dude.
2005.
It was all of us. There was like
There was like
20?
Yeah, huge amount of people. There was you and me and Scott McNeil and Brian
Dobsons.
Drummond, all the Dobsons.
Sammy Vincent.
Sam Vincent was there.
Who else was? Man, it was like
it was-
basically it was everybody that we'd all worked together for the last 10, 15 years.
Yeah,
Right.
just
And then,
is
well,
huge.
you were new on the scene at the time.
Yeah.
And but it was what a crazy fun party for
It
5
completely
days.
was. And that night, that Saturday night, they took us out to this incredible sushi restaurant.
Yeah, that was crazy, man.
And
so good.
What was the bill? 10 grand? I think the bill was 10 grand.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my god!
I remember in my haze sort of hearing, yes, 10,000, which of
Yeah.
course they paid for.
Oh, it was
which was
phenomenal.
nice.
Oh yeah, it was amazing. They even played for half my plane ticket from Hawaii because I was over in Hawaii at my
That's right.
my buddy's wedding and training for Ironman. So I literally came off a week of like intense hot training, a wedding, flew like to San Francisco, flew overnight, got to the anime convention at like 6:00, woke Sammy up at a hotel room when I got there because I'm so keyed up from coffee and this and that. He's like, all right, let's go for breakfast, and and then literally didn't stop for like another 2 days.
Yeah, that
My
was
only
something
savior
else.
was that I didn't get hammered at the party.
Well,
which Trevor, he really, I gotta say, buddy, you jumped in with both feet, man. It was like going to the edge of the pool, and you didn't put your baby foot in there. You just went, I'm going, baby. Woo!
Well, if you're gonna go, you might
man.
as well go. But hey, I wasn't the worst of it. Brian Drummond couldn't even get out of bed the next morning.
Oh man, that was brutal. But everybody, I just want you to know that I saw the true professionalism of Trevor Devall because he seriously, I think just like the mention of the word light would give him a headache that day, and if you said anything, even if you even thought about something, a food thought, he would be feeling not well. And the poor lad was sitting beside me with lineups, how they are, and this one gal, God bless her, I'll never forget it. And Trev could only really utter maybe sort of like a grunt or a that's good. And he'd write, and then he'd be like,
This is the autograph lineup.
"What's your name?" And she'd be like, and this one gal, she was like literally, and then Trev just like right in the middle of one of the, he's like, "What's your name?" And she's like, "Oh, it's Rachel." And he's like, "Oh, here you go, Rachel." She's like, "Oh, that's so great. Can I have a hug?" "Oh, okay." And she comes in and gives him the biggest, wettest hug I think I've ever seen anybody get. And God bless him. I tell you, man, I thought he was going over backwards. and he took it like a rock star. It was phenomenal.
That was a very rough day. But that morning, remember we were doing the panel. This is the big thing.
That's right.
The panel for Gundam Seed. And this is sort of right when Gundam Seed was starting to air in Canada.
Yeah.
So, a lot of those kids had never seen the show in its entirety. And so me and you and Sam and Scott are sitting there doing this Gundam. And I just got up about 20 minutes before the panel. And
he reeked, you guys. Oh, he reeked. God.
I had my sunglasses on, sitting there holding my head. So this one kid, he asked me something about Mulaflaga, the character on Gundam Seed, and I don't remember what I responded, but I remember saying to him,
"Piss off," I think you said. I think that's what you said.
I remember saying to him, "Well, because we all die in the end. I mean, you guys know that, right?"
Oh, that's right.
And this sea of 300 faces suddenly goes, oh. It was so horrible. So do I follow it up with? And by the way, you know that Darth is Luke's father, too. Just so you know. And it's a guy in the Krang. Like, what a thing to do.
It's a guy in the Krang, no doubt. Oh, man. And then Scotty McNeil jumps up and saves the day. Does all 7 characters in Gundam Seed and Gundam Destiny.
As he always does.
He always does. I tell
He's so great at those conventions.
Yeah.
He will not leave until he's signed everybody's
He is the Garth
autograph.
Brooks of anime conventions. He will sign, seriously.
I'm going to have to remember that.
He will sign for 24 hours if you give him enough pens.
Until he's just got the crippled claw of a hand from signing.
That man reconstitutes urine so that he doesn't have to go. He uses it as fuel. He's a machine, man.
He is a machine. He's something else.
Machine.
And
Absolutely.
one day soon, kids, he's going to be a guest on this show. But not today. We have a much better guest today, and that guest is Matt Hill. Now, I want to talk... Oh, stop. I want to talk about a show that is very dear to my heart and to your heart, I think. And before we get into it, I just want to play a little something for you.
Okay, here we go. Okay. According to the laws, there can be one more challenge today. I challenge you, Mordred Payne.
Not so fast. I not only accept your challenge, Dragon Booster, but I will up the ante, whereby the winner shall take the loser's dragon.
Accepted.
Cheating at joust.
Cheating?
It is my duty to award tonight's jousting victory to Dragon Booster!
The same cheat happened to Fistus, so it is my first and only action to return the council leadership back to him.
What? I object! Fistus is not fit to lead! Have we all forgotten about his crew's little bank heist?
Lies. There's no proof of this.
Actually, there is. This jacket found on the robber's escape route.
There, you see? Guilty as charged.
Somebody tried to frame Fistus for that robbery. Somebody from your crew.
I'll look into that. I guess you're still in charge. For now.
He is innocent and still the rightful leader of your Down City Council.
You have great strength and great honor. The Down City Council could use someone like you, Dragon Booster.
I think they're just fine with the man they've got.
What a hero.
Wow.
What a hero you are.
Mordred Payne, man, I tell you, buddy.
It's good to hear your voice.
Yeah.
What about the dragon poopster?
Oh, but I sure wish they would have explored you and your daddy issues better, you know?
Yeah. Well, I'm
Father.
sure...
Oh, father. What? Whatever, Dad.
You used to give me the gears about that all the time when we record that show. Because, and you know, it's true. I'd listen back to the recording and, all right, father. I think it really does sound
Every
like...
time. See, because that was the first show that me and Trevor
I'm
ever worked
so
on.
ashamed.
Oh, it was so funny. And so I always used to totally give him the gears on, you know.
Oh, yeah, father.
And he's looking at me going, you're busting my chops, aren't you? And I actually realized, because he told me about, about 6 months ago?
Yeah.
I hated you. I hated you for the first 6 months of Dragon Booster. This is great.
I just, it takes a while to get used to your sense of humor.
I know.
That's all I can say.
I know. That's what my mom says too. It's quite brutal. I seem to piss people off wherever I go. How you doing? Fuck off. Or it's like, hi, how you doing?
How you doing?
Nice voice. How you doing?
I'm not very well liked in this city. That's why I'm leaving.
Oh, Dragon Booster, that was a good show.
Yes,
that was sort of my first big,
You popped your cherry on that show.
Yeah, because that was a show. I mean, I had been doing voiceover and cartoons since 2001, but that was sort of the show that really suddenly made people go, who's this guy? He's,
Sent you over the edge.
Yeah, which is nice.
Yes.
It's great. It was a great show
It got
to
you in the
work on.
doll.
Yes, it made me an adult.
Yes.
I grew up.
Yes.
I became
Came
a
in,
man
yes,
that day.
he did. He came in
Such a baby. Father. Oh, father.
Father.
Oh yes, and we'd bust his. Oh boy, I
Constantly.
tell you, always.
Constantly.
If it wasn't me, it was Scott. If it wasn't Scott, it was Mark. But Mark just wanted to. Oh, father, Oh, God bless
Mark
you.
Oliver, of course, who played
God bless him.
my father on that show.
Wasn't he great on that?
He was incredible on that. The thing I remember most about working with Mark on that show is because when we'd be in the studio, they'd always set it up so that I was sitting right beside him or standing right beside him. So he would do his lines, and at the very end of his lines, he would turn and he would look at me and he'd give me those eyes, those evil eyes, and I'd be like, "Whew, I'm in the scene now, baby.
Totally.
Let's go."
And I'd be there doing the scene with him, and I'd be like looking at my, my watch, whatever, and then I'd kind of look over at him. Father. Oh, it was great.
It was a great show. We did 39 episodes of that thing, and
we were so close to 52.
I know. Hopefully one day it'll come back, but in the meantime, there's Storm Hops and there's Storm Hops.
Storm Hops?
There's Storm Hops.
It's a new one
It's
called
from
Storm Hops.
Granville Island Brewery.
Yeah.
Storm Hops.
That's good. It's made of wheat and
Barley.
Yes. Nerdcore's got Storm Hops
Storm.
going, and
You're doing really well.
I really
I'm
do.
going to send this tape to Ace. Hey, Trevor really wants to be on the show.
listen to him
Storm
butcher the
Hearts.
name of your show.
Stomhorps.
Well, I think that indicates...
Stomcorpse.
Stomp corpse. I think my verbal diarrhea necessitates. I can't even get through this.
Okay.
This has been a radio program of Trevor Devall, Inc.
I think this verbal diarrhea of mine necessitates a little break, so let's take that right now, shall we?
Want to go have a beer?
I think not.
Are unsightly horse corpses littering your backyard and/or living room? Life too busy to dispose of the gigantic cadavers? Or are you just plain tired of your horse and are planning to exterminate it? Call Horse Hearse and allow our team of skilled, experienced equine carcass removal experts to quickly and discreetly take care of the problem for you. Horse Hearse. Call 1-800-565 Get Rid of This Dead Horse. Horse Hearse. Student owned and operated. Not affiliated with Cattle Coffin or Buffalo Pallbearer.
You're listening to Voiceprint with Trevor Devall and guests.
And we're back with Matty Hill. You enjoyed that, did you?
Horse Hearse. Oh my God. Give us some of that. Oh my God.
Special thanks to Dylan Reimer for providing the local funny man, Dylan Reimer, for providing that little commercial break for us.
But
I want to ask you if you could pick sort of like a favorite moment in your career or a favorite moment in the studio or something that jumps out at you, something you remember. What would that be?
Well, the first thing that came to my head, Trevor, was the day that Gary Chalk.
Of course, here we go. Were you there for this?
Yeah.
Okay, tell us.
The day that Gary Chalk had to do a rather large burp in a scene, and so he's like, "Hey, look, hey, I can do that. So, just give me a Coke. Just give me a Coke." So he chugs, just glug, 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 trying to get the gas. He's sucking back the air. And
Gary Chalk, the voice of Optimus Prime,
yes.
among other things.
Hello, Hannah, and thousands of others. And so Gary, not only does he get the burp, but pukes right after, like this beautiful, and then, and you hear this just beautiful art. It was art.
Now, do you remember what
and that
show?
it is legend, but
it is, and
is
word
legend.
is that there is a
tape.
copy of
there
that
is actually
tape. There is for sure.
I won't say the studio. Ocean. I won't say who to talk to, Carl.
Okay, because you know what? That's something I'm hoping to get for the show is like a little blooper section.
Oh God, it's brilliant.
So that we.
Okay. There's that, and then there's a kid as well that was like, basically, I guess he wasn't feeling well in the thing. I wish I knew who it was, but apparently same thing. He was like, "No, I'll be okay," and then he goes and does his line, and then he's like, "Yeah," and he just barfs all over everybody. Kathy Westlock's, Sam's like, "Not in the face, please." Scotty's like, "I could have done that. I can puke like that." Yeah, dude. Oh my God. But apart from the poo poo, caca.
Poo-poo caca.
But man, now I'm getting all wistful. Favorite time or moment in the studio.
Or a favorite character you've played, or anything like that really sticks out in all the long years and how many years have you been doing this? By the way,
I'm on year 20, if you can believe that.
Whoa!
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Wow!
I did my very first radio show. That's how I actually got into the union and got my start, was doing a live radio show at Granville Island down here in Vancouver, for the CBC.
Really?
And yeah, it was called Shea Gattuso. And we not only was it my first show, we recorded live a 5-minute script in front of however many people. Sometimes it was one, sometimes it was 200 kind of thing. And it was this Italian family that owned a little deli, so it was kind of a current event show and stuff, and with a little bit of humor and stuff in it. And I was with Bill Ryder and Jane Mortefi and
wow.
myself and God, I can't remember the other two, but so that's literally where I cut my chops, man.
Wow, live radio.
It was pretty amazing. So
old school radio.
Yeah.
See,
it was actually pretty cool because that literally that was the last live radio broadcast that was ever done down there.
Wow.
And we did that for 3 years, and so.
Wow. So is that how you got into business then? Like,
no,
what brought you to that point?
Well, when I was 6,
I watched Donnie and Marie on television. If you can, like seriously,
don't date yourself or anything.
This is gonna come back to haunt me. I know it. But it was like literally, it was. I think that the spark was when I first time I ever saw Sonny and Cher on television when I was like 4 or 5 and then it was Donnie Marie, and I was like, wow.
You heard it first here on Voiceprint with Trevor Devall.
Thank you very much.
Matt Hill inspired by Donnie and Marie.
How about that, eh? Babe, I got you, babe. But my folks said I was always, they called it monkey hour in my house because I was the blessed 4th child.
Yes.
I was also the whoops.
Right. Yeah,
yes,
me too.
yes.
Me too.
Oh,
Same
thank you
thing.
very much.
Yes.
That's why we're brother.
That's right, brother, man, brother.
But because my mom was like 42 and my dad was like 46. My oldest brother was 15 when I was born, and
that sounds remarkably similar to my setup.
Stop! That's my story.
Well, I'm not going to interrupt. Do carry on.
Yes, but they said really, man, I was born I was a month and a half early, and it was 20 minutes from birth to birth, and pretty
Really?
much if I had to get somewhere, I was running, and
even ran out of the womb.
Absolutely, man. And talk to like when I was 6, we'd go to this little restaurant after church, and it had this great long hallway that when you're 6 seems like a quarter mile.
Yeah.
And it was just out of bird's eye view of my parents, and because my dad always, when I'd go, hey Dad, I gotta go to the bathroom, and and he's like, okay, and the last thing he'd grab my arm as I was leaving the table, and he'd be like, don't run. I was like, oh yeah, no problem, Dad. Kind of walk over to the edge of the restaurant, give him one last look before I went around the corner, and then it was like I'd always time myself to see how long it got to go down the end of the hallway, until this one fateful Sunday, I think it was Easter Sunday, I did it again. I was like, Dad, I gotta go to the bathroom. He's like, don't run, it's very busy in here today. Yeah, no problem. And he's off, folks. Halfway down, I'm literally just breaking speed. I'm going into terminal velocity, and this door opens from the kitchen to go to the other side of the hall, which is like maybe 5 feet, wide, and this big tray of food on a waiter's arm, like we're talking, eggs Benny and
right
messy
out of a
things.
Three's Company episode.
And no kidding, it was like, oh no. coffee, eggs, you name it, all over the place. And yeah, I'm like down on the ground with, an Eggs Benny in one eye and, a piece of ham coming out of my nose.
And you were hooked from that moment on.
Oh, dude, it was crazy. So, and I was hooked ever since, man. And
so how did...
what was the question?
The question was, who are you again? The question was, how did you get involved in the voice world? What was...
How did I get off on that one?
I'm not sure, but running is it's an important part
We'll
of
come
your life.
back to it. But I was always just a monkey. That's what it was.
There we go.
I was a
Monkey
hyper
boy.
kid. I seriously was. I was a hyper kid. I think it was before they actually officially, what's ADD? I think they hadn't really put a term to it yet.
Right.
And
before ADD, I think it was just called sugar.
Totally. Yeah. And I didn't actually have a lot of sugar, We didn't have a lot of money in my house.
Some kids don't need it.
Yeah, but I did. I just always had about 4 times more energy than everybody. And, I lived in Tawasin, and that's the elementary school I went to was in a place called Ladner, which was probably at that, I don't know, man, it's probably 6 miles away from the school. And even from when I was young, I'd run to school.
Wow.
Not all year, obviously, but yeah, it was like, it was not uncommon. My favorite thing to do in the morning was run around my hometown. I'd wake up at 4 a.m. and be like, "Okay, come on, Jesse." That was my dog, and we'd run around, and then but then the acting bug, I think, or the performing bug was kind of. I can't believe I'm admitting this on your radio show, but I had this huge crush on my neighbor. She was just so lovely, and. So one night, after I'd seen Donnie Marie, we were out walking around, and I said, "Hey, do you want to like imitate Donnie Marie? I'll be Donnie, you can be Marie, okay?" And she's like, "Okay." So we went down to the apartment block that was just down the street, and there was like these 2 spotlights that they had in just going into the underground. So it's nighttime, So we're imitating, Donnie Marie, and I'd sing a little, I'm a little bit country, she'd sing that, I'm a little bit rock and roll, and I swear to God, Trev, that's how it kind of started, man.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. Some people have these really great, aha moments. Well, mine was underneath a spotlight.
I think that's
in Tawasin, BC, Canada.
Easily the best story I've heard so far. When
I kissed her after,
yeah,
and then she said, "Ew, you're like, ew, that's my sister." Like, wow. But yeah, that was kind of it, dude. And then all the way through high school, I kind of had this big plan. I was gonna get through high school, 3 years of that, figure out what they didn't know, and then hop it on down to LA.
Yeah, naturally, that's what everybody does.
Oh, totally, man. And then got into high school and literally was so disappointed because the acting program that I'd went into, which literally it was either I was doing acting program or I had cafeteria and I had English and a spare. Oh, and PE, that was it. But I was supposed to have like 4 blocks of acting every day. So, because I was thinking, I'll learn my chops in school.
And where was this? This was
South Delta, in Tawasin. And it's on the map.
There you go.
It's just south of
Google
Vancouver.
map. Just Google it.
Just above Point Roberts.
And I was just so disappointed and disillusioned because the acting program, unfortunately, it just wasn't well run. So I almost quit high school because I was still determined to get on that bus and go to LA and get discovered. And my dad convinced me to stay in and just said, listen, you'd really be doing me a big favor if you just graduate and then pursue. So, I'm like, okay. So, smoked a lot of pot, in grade 8 and grade 9 and grade 10. Thank God then that was it. I was done. And then I found sports.
Not that we're advocating such behavior, kids in the U.S.
Yeah. We used to be able to get such good... No, I'm kidding. But, in all honesty, I had my 2 years of, partying a bit.
Right, and we all did.
But then I really seriously had the light bulb moment went on and said, you know what, don't be a loser. Don't be stupid and don't, so stop that. And then really got into sports, like hugely. Because I was playing soccer all the way through and still running. So it was kind of a juxtaposition, wasn't it? It was I'd be partying hard the night before and then go out and run a marathon the next day. It was, whoa,
yes.
But
youth.
But then, and then so right after high school, I decided, okay, I'm still gonna go for this, man, and enrolled in a 2-year program over in North Van, and sort of just cut my chops there, and it was neat because that was when the Vancouver film scene was starting to really get quite solid, and stuff. We had a bunch of local shows here. And 21 Jump Street was being done here. So I played everything from, Street Ranger number 4 to, the captain's assistant to, I think the best role I ever had was playing a rocker and who saw this other guy get killed. And so for the rest of the episode, the guy who killed him was after me. And I'm, trying to convince, Johnny Depp and the crew, the whole episode going, I saw what happened. And they're, until they find me dead. And they went, oh, I think he was telling the truth.
High drama.
That's right.
Wow, 21 Jump Street.
And then my famous stint on X-Files, same thing. But yet I was a crew cut, what do you call it? Marine in that one. Yeah, where I saw somebody get killed. And I follow Scully and Mulder around for the whole episode going, you guys saw what happened? They didn't believe me until they found me in a bathtub full of bloody water.
So this is what you play. You play the witness that no one listens to and then gets killed, and they go, "Oh, we should have listened to that guy."
God.
Well, you play it well.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I actually was going to start a death reel at one point because I think I went 13 movies or television, right? The combination of both. Like seriously, 13 in a row where my character died in some horrible untimely way.
That would be awesome to see a death reel.
I know.
That would be awesome.
I know. I took it quite personally, I was thinking, what is going on?
Oh man, that's hilarious.
And then I found Jesus. And then it was all good.
He was under the couch. I said, come on, come out of there. Come out of there, you.
Yeah.
So listen, we get this question all the time. And I ask this of all my...
Well, why are you asking me that?
Because you're the guy.
Oh,
you're the guy. Of course, I say that to everybody.
Yeah,
but you are... You're, for today...
He lured me in here, too, with come on, Matt, you're the best. You're the best.
Come, eat some candy. I have an unmarked white van. Come closer.
What size are you? I'm a size 6. Perfect. Don't hurt Precious. Oh, no.
So the question that we get all the time is, how did you get in, and what kind of advice did you have for people who want to get involved in the world of animation voice acting? If you could sort of have some advice for newcomers who want to get involved, what would it be? Obligatory silence.
That was a pregnant pause.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
yeah.
Well, we can't have those on the air.
Oh,
sorry.
shoot.
We have to actually fill the air.
Sorry.
Otherwise, it sounds weird.
Okay. I thought it was kind of cool.
Yeah, well,
What advice would I have if you want to be a timely...
and I'm sure you've been asked this question.
Oh, yeah.
In panels and such and things like that.
Yeah, pretty much all the time, man. I get that asked on my website all the time. It really is. It's if it's something that you really want to do, just it's such an ambiguous, in a way, it's an ambiguous industry, right? Because there's not one way. We all bring our unique path to it. And that's what ultimately helps us create characters. And I mean, that might sound kind of like, oh yeah, right, whatever. But it's true, it's really, whether that's like making up your own characters, in your head, because we all have those voices in our heads.
Many voices.
That's right. And so whether that's like letting those voices shine through and work on a catalog of characters and voices, and then pursue it the quote unquote traditional way and get an agent and get sent out on stuff. But it's funny. I think that the medium has changed a lot. I think that with the advent, obviously, of this, like internet and
home recording, being much easier to do.
Absolutely, man. You don't have to necessarily go the traditional route and get an agent and do it that way. I mean, Vancouver, obviously, that works really well because we are a major center for work, and that's just sort of, it seems like it might make it easier and stuff for people to get in. Because I'm so freaking old that, I got in, like I said, I was on the last live radio show.
It was on 20 years ago now.
It was great. But I don't know. I mean, I think really it's like if you got a passion for it and you really want to do voice acting, because I do get asked that all the time. And I think it's a genuine question. But it's funny, there's not really one answer.
Right.
To say, unless you go, come on up, sign up for, the plethora of acting school opportunities here, or, 12 easy voice lessons with, blah, 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 or whoever. I think that's all part of it. But really, without sounding cheesy and sort of, well, whatever, it really is. It's just develop your own craft, man, and develop your skills and get behind the mic as much as you can. I'd say that's probably the biggest thing. right? Because that's where I always see that, when you see like a big Hollywood film that's an animation film, they always, obviously they make money and stuff because they have a star in that pulls in the adults that then pull in their kids, right? And again, there's so many amazing actors that, are stars. Look at Robin Williams, right? Look at, Ellen DeGeneres, look what she did in Finding Nemo, I love
that performance.
Oh, brilliant, right? I mean, like stuff that you and I and everyone else here would be just, oh my God, to be able to be with that caliber of people, it's unreal. But that also doesn't necessarily guarantee that somebody can just walk into, it's funny. I work with Chris Zimmerman quite a bit from Los Angeles, and she's always busting on quote unquote stars that all of a sudden decide, I got a kid, I'll do a voiceover series, and so basically they because then the producer's like, oh, we'd love to have you, what was she saying? What's his face? Mr. Die Hard.
Bruce.
Bruce Willis, who's a phenomenal actor. I mean. Die Hard 4 is not that great, but
but not because of him.
No, but he's a phenomenal actor. I mean, right?
I love him.
Great character, great. This is a crappy voice actor. I mean, he did, and I didn't say that. Wait a second, I did say that. But that was the classic example of just because someone thinks that this voice thing, it's not that hard. Come on, and it doesn't necessarily cross over all the time. That basically is my long-winded point. And this is what Chris Zimmerman had said that day. She's like, "Oh, try working with Mr. Willis," and Bruce, if you're listening to this, I love you, man. I love your work, baby.
Well, I'm sure he is. Being a giant anime fan, that I'm sure he is.
I know
clearly.
He watches Gundam Seed.
Oh, well, of course he does.
Yes, that's right.
And Bruce, if you want an autograph, by all means, just email us at fans@TrevorDevall.com.
Oh, it's brilliant. Although it's actually kind of funny. We actually Ed, Edd and Eddy, because it's such a popular show. I know it's not an anime show, but it's a hugely popular show, and we've now got little clips of Ed's being used in movies all the time.
Oh, really?
So yeah, Oliver Stone used it in what was it? The movie about 9/11.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Twin Towers.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was this one little scene. You see this kid watching TV,
and it said Ed
and Edd and Eddy,
and it's you.
Yeah. And
so you've been in an Oliver Stone movie,
man,
sort of
6 degrees of separation. But and we were in like Crazy Beautiful. We've been in tons of Disney shows because actually Bruce Willis, funnily enough, one of his movies. I can't remember the name of it. What was it? They used because his kids at the time really love Ed and Eddy.
Yeah.
Right? So here, my agent Gail, well, your agent too. Gail Murphy, I tell you.
Gail Murphy.
Best agent on the planet. She's retired.
I know, it's so sad, isn't it?
Oh, well. That's okay. But anyhow, what's the question?
Bruce Willis and his kids.
Yeah.
Ed and Eddy, big fan.
It's, and so it all comes around. It's pretty amazing. And so in a long-winded, roundabout way, in answer to your question, I mean, there's been so many great moments over the years, and God, it feels like a swan song. It's crazy, but it is. It's a great life.
Matt Hill, this is your life.
Right on. Yeah.
We didn't have a whole lot of questions coming in.
Why?
Because I think that maybe
did people know that I was on?
They did, but you know what I think it is? I think that there was too little time between the show, between Dobson's and this. Well, okay. I'm not sure. It could be you're a chump, but I don't think it's because you're a chump.
How do you spell that? C-H-A...
You spell it T-R-E-V-O-R, jackass.
T-V-I-O-V-R. That spells trivial, you idiot.
But this... Oh yeah, this is better than this is an email that we received from Martin Sue. I don't know if you remember Martin, but he was the guy from YTV that was talking to
Martin Sue.
Martin Sue. He was the guy in Toronto.
I have your card, Martin.
Well, there you go. He actually emailed the show, and he wants to let you know a few things. First of all, that Paula from Vortex, you remember Paula, sent me this great photo of me and Paula.
Sweet.
She's doing well, even though Vortex is no longer part of YTV. So a big shout out to Paula there from
Paula Lemure. She's a goddess.
Yeah, she's gorgeous.
Yeah, she's
very,
a rock
very,
star,
very
man.
beautiful.
Paula, more energy than I have.
Oh yeah,
almost.
Yeah, and she thought I was a bit of a psycho. I think, but I rather was a bit of a psycho.
You were drunk, Trevor. Okay, you guys, back to that night. Okay, before it completely turned into a shit show. Here was Trevor going, "Come on, everybody, let's go jam." Okay, so because Trevor's actually quite a guitar player, and so he grabs his guitar. He's like, "Come on, we're gonna play some music, some good music." And he's yelling this over the the hotel, not even the PA. He was just his own PA. So I'd already got to bed by this point because I'd been up for I think I finally called
a
it.
week.
Well, I think I did 30. I think I did 32 hours with no
God.
sleep, and I finally said, "I gotta go to sleep."
Oh my God.
And but Trevor apparently then serenaded like part of the lobby and overtook the actual house band that was playing in the thing. He was calling them nasty names. Apparently he was going to pick a fight.
I do remember.
He was going
I
to
do
pick a
remember this.
fight.
Yeah, that was me and Sam going
Yep,
back to get the
Sam,
guitars
yep,
and
yep.
inadvertently running into a couple of fans at about 2 in the morning
Yeah,
because, of course,
and-
these cons go 24 hours.
24 hours, and
And,
Trevor's alter ego came out. Let's just say that.
I was a little confrontational
Just a
because
bit.
they both asked me what I'd done, and I said, well, Transformers, I played Alpha Q, and one of them said, oh yeah, that's so cool, Alpha Q, that was really cool. The other one said, I didn't really like Transformers.
That's what it was.
And
and
so
then it was.
and I said a bunch of things I shouldn't have. So if you're listening out there, my friend, it wasn't me. It was the rum talking. In any event, back to Martin. He wants to know that Paul is doing well. Also that Gundam Seed, Destiny, and Being Ian, of which you're a big part, continue to air on YTV.
Right
and,
on. Corey rocks.
as well as Clash of Titans and all kinds of Vancouver-based shows are going to be on the air and continue to be on the air. And also, this is the big one, the YTV website, which is ytv.com, has a Stormhawks page with some very special sneak peeks.
Get out.
And also, this is the big thing, a sneak peek of Stormhawks on YTV will be coming on August 27th. And from that point on, Stormhawks will be a part of YTV's regular fall schedule. So there you go, your show there that I'm not a part of, that I really shouldn't give a rat's ass about, but I'm going to say because I'm a nice host.
That's right.
It's going to be there. You get a sneak peek on YTV on August 27th, so check your local listings, and after that you'll be able to see it as a regular show on YTV. This pretty much brings us to the end of our show.
This is the end.
My only I don't think we can sing that. It's copyright.
End. Father, I want to... You.
Night long. She was a fast machine.
Ah, you really were a lead singer for a rock
what
band.
again? I was
awesome.
I think I was a David Lee Roth / Sammy Hagar / Bryan Adams wannabe.
Well, you look like all three of them if they all combined
They all
their
kind of
genetics,
morphed into one.
They would,
yeah.
and if they ran everywhere, that
Yep,
would be you.
Oh, can we
Yes, by all means,
finish
do
with the endeavor?
Absolutely.
Okay.
The plug.
All
the
right.
plug.
In 2 weeks' time. Okay. From when does this go live? Trev?
This will go up.
When
in
does
the
this
next
go
day
live
or
to
two.
tape, Trevor?
Live to tape. What is it today? It's the
It's Monday.
Sunday, Monday, happy days.
Sunday,
It's the
bloody Sunday.
6th. Is it the 6th?
6th.
It's the 6th.
We're gonna call it the 6th.
It's the 6th
okay?
today. This
if
will
it's
go
the 5th, don't worry about it.
Something like
If
that.
it's the 7th, it's okay. But 2 weeks from today, the 14th, so that'd be 2 weeks in a day. Go to www.runfor1planet.com. www.runfor1planet.com.
And is that one the number? Or
no,
one?
ONE and FOR. Run for one planet.
Planet.com. I'll
Yeah.
put those in the show notes on the website.
Please do. It's a 10,981 mile run odyssey that my girlfriend Stephanie and myself are starting March 1st, and we're going to circumnavigate North America to inspire environmental action in our fellow North Americans, because we really believe that North Americans we can be leaders to the rest of the world on global warming, and we all know what we got to do. We got to make some changes, and we both believe that that you who are listening and everyone around you has the power to make a difference. So please come and join the tour when we run through the city. Please come on out and say hi. I'm probably going to go to a couple of anime conventions before we take off. So I'm hoping you guys are excited as I am about this, because obviously I love anime, I love animation, I love performing, and I also love this planet. So come on out and join us, kids. And if you feel like coming running, then please do.
All right. Thank you so much, Matt. It's been great. Thanks for coming out today. I hope you had a good time.
Absolutely. I had a terribly good time.
You got me.
It's like when the waitress comes over and goes, "How's your food?" And I go, "Horribly delicious." It's great, actually.
And they always titter.
Yeah, they titter. They get titter. And then whenever I do a fluff ball, I go, I tittered. That was great. But thanks for having me, Trevor Devall.
It's been my pleasure. Thank you, Maddie.
I like being third on the ring. It's great. I love it.
You'll always be first
Thank
to
you.
me, man.
Thanks, Sugar Sweet.
First in my ring.
It's good. And thanks for the $50. I appreciate that.
Well, I have to get you out some. I have to provide some sort of incentive.
Thank you, and continued success, friend. Absolutely.
Thank you. I'm sure we'll work together on some show in the future.
Who's going to come on the show
next
after?
week? It will be next week, I suppose. I have a very special show. This is going to be a live show broadcast from Animathon in Edmonton.
Get out.
And my guest. It'll be actually the show will be presented as a panel at the convention, and my guest for this live studio audience who will be able to ask questions will be Vic Magnolia from Texas.
Get out, man!
Yes, Edward Elric himself.
Vicar. Now, are
Yes,
you going
the
up
vicar.
for this?
I am. I'm leaving on Wednesday night, so I'll be there. So if
Nice
anybody out there is going to be at Animathon at Edmonton, by all means, come down and check out the con and check out the show. I think we broadcast on Sunday afternoon. So if you have any questions or anything like that, come down, be part of the audience. Thank you so much, Maddie. Also, thank you to Dylan Reimer, my good funny friend who provided us with our commercial today. Also to Hammy, Chance, and the folks at crystalasses.com who all posted comments on the website. By all means, keep them coming. I love to hear any kind of feedback. It makes me so happy. And also a big thank you to Martin Sue at YTV for your comments, as well as letting us in about the special sneak preview. That's fantastic. Be sure to tune in next time when our very special guest is going to be Mr. Vic Magnolia, broadcast live from Animathon. That'll be our 4th episode of Voiceprint with Trevor Devall and Guests. That'll wrap it up for episode 3. Thank you so much for listening, and we will see you next time on Voiceprint. Take care.